Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So a while back I asked for questions on Instagram for a Q&A and this is the Q&A video. It's been filmed pretty late to be honest and I'm just going to get right into these questions. Some of these questions are going to be left anonymous because people have actually asked me to keep them anonymous. Quite a few people have actually left multiple questions. Let's get right into the video. First question is, what was your favourite scene in For Today? And people are going to find this really weird, but I really enjoyed the Verona scene. Verona was just something special. I actually used to fear Verona, but eventually I got really used to it and learnt to love it. Just a really high energy scene. It was an audience favourite as well, and it was also a cast favourite. The band loved it as well. So, yeah, just a high energy scene that brought everyone to light and was very happy and positive as well. On top of that, pretty much a lot of cardio work in that number, and I love cardio exercises, so it was literally like me just being in the gym, just singing and not on a treadmill. Aaron asked me, do you think video games cause violence? I'm going to have to say no. I don't think video games do cause violence. That's a very controversial statement, but I genuinely don't think so. I think violence always starts at home with the parents and people you live with. If you look at countries like Japan, they've got very low levels of violence, yet they are the creators of a lot of violent video games. We can seriously blame them all we want, but I don't think we're going to get anywhere by blaming them on that. I think it's something that you've been brought up around and that it needs to be tackled really quickly. Someone asked me, what was your reaction when you were nominated for a Showdown Award? So when I found out I was nominated, I was actually on my laptop in my bed. When I got nominated, I screamed and I was cheering. After all the nominations had actually come out, I knew that a costume designer had been nominated and Isaac and Sophie had been nominated for an award as well as myself. And I started crying. I was crying over the fact that we had been nominated for awards. And I genuinely didn't think I was going to get nominated for an award. I thought I wasn't really good enough to be nominated for an award, so that was really something that did help me out with confidence. And since then, my confidence has really skyrocketed with everything really. Someone asked, what are you looking forward to for 2020? So, I've already got a show ready. I'm so glad that I can finally say that in front of a camera. That's not an announcement video, but I'm going to hopefully start university. I'm planning to audition for the Auckland Theatre Company, one of their shows. I'm also planning to audition for Wicked. A whole lot of new experiences next year because of university. Hopefully fitness goes well and academically I go well, and then performing wise I still grow as an entertainer, go out for a lot of auditions. I'd like to try and go out to more screen auditions if I am called in for more screen auditions. And maybe even book one of the positions would be nice. But this is acting at the end of the day, so it's pretty hard. But there is a lot that I'm looking forward to. And at the beginning of the year, I'm going to be doing 13 shows. So that is the first thing that I'm actually just really excited for. And by the way, linked tickets are now in the description for all my videos in the lead up to closing night. So get your tickets now. If you could keep any prop from a show, what would it be? My electric scooter is something I would love to keep from Much Ado About Nothing. That was the best prop ever. I fell off it 4 times, but I still loved it so much. Someone asked me what are my views on Extinction Rebellion. I genuinely believe that climate change is an issue and we need to declare an emergency as soon as possible, right now if possible. I think it does threaten our very existence and it is a big issue. However, I am not exactly a fan of Extinction Rebellion. I don't agree with the values of the organisation. And it is, by my understanding of activism, it is non-ethical activism. Because activists are getting arrested and people in the public are actually getting harmed and it's causing a public inconvenience, which is unethical protesting and unethical action. So, getting arrested is ridiculous. The fact that you are getting arrested shows that there is something that you shouldn't be involved in really. and then gluing yourselves to walls and doors, I just can't agree with it. I genuinely don't support Extinction Rebellion, and I can't see myself getting involved with Extinction Rebellion anytime soon. But at the end of the day, they've got good intentions, and I support what they're fighting for. I just don't like the way they're going about it. If you really want to get supporters, you should be doing it in a way that isn't an inconvenience to the public and is actually ethical, and it won't get anyone arrested, because the fact that people are getting arrested for these protests is driving people away from joining the Extinction Rebellion. What was your favourite song in For Today? So before we started rehearsals, I was a big fan of Message to My Girl. I genuinely love it. It's really pretty and emotional number, and it's a very hard song to sing as well. I'm just respect to Andre and anyone who can actually properly sing it. But when it came to a cast member singing the numbers, I adored Anchor Me, which was done by Andre and Sophie, who played David and Sophie. But the number that I will never forget is the number Don't Wait Another Day, which was done by Nikita. And yeah, Don't Wait Another Day is a number where I almost cried on every night, and a lot of rehearsals as well. And I did cry on closing night, and I was cuddling up to a lot of cast members in the wings as the number was going on. Someone asked me, why is the legal age of consent 16 while the legal age of watching porn is 18? That is a very good question. I don't know the answer to that, and I actually don't agree with the legal age of watching porn, because the thing is, I think I read it on the NHS website, that searching for sexual images and sexual products at around the age of 12 to 13, maybe even 14, is actually a natural and normal, healthy aspect of growing up and healthy aspect of human development. So the law is preventing people, well, it's not doing much, to be honest, but it is legally stopping people from going through a healthy development with their mental and sexual state. Someone asked me, what is your biggest regret in your career? Not taking singing or dancing lessons when I was little. I never took dance lessons my whole life, and I only just got into singing lessons last year. Biggest regret of my career ever. I feel like I could be a much better entertainer if I took singing or dancing lessons when I was younger. My mum and I were actually talking last night about how she regrets paying for me to do piano lessons, because I never really got into piano lessons when I was younger. And she wishes that she paid for singing or dancing lessons when I was younger, because I would have genuinely gotten into it, because I enjoyed singing. Even though I wasn't really fond of singing and dancing when I was younger, I feel as if at that age I was starting to get interested in the choir, but then they weren't taking people because I was too old to join the choir, because if you wanted to join the choir you had to be year 4, and at the time it was way too late. But yeah, I wish that I took singing and dancing lessons when I was younger, because maybe I would be decent by now, to be honest. I would be a decent performer by now if I took singing and dancing lessons when I was younger. Monique asked me, how do you feel about leaving high school? I'm terrified, in all honesty. I have spent 13 years in education, obviously, and now I'm out of it. I find it really scary that that's all ended and I'm not going to be under the blanket of education anymore. Because university, it's still education, but it's a bit of a different education. You know, it's not like high school. I only know high school. That's the problem with education, though. It becomes such a big part of your life, and the way it's systemed, and they make you think education is super duper important and is the all-power, when it's important, but it's not the all-power. When they do that to you, it becomes your entire life, and I'm now at the point where I don't know anything apart from high school. Especially because the last 2 years have been the best couple years of my life, both academically and mentally, with my mental health. They've been the best couple years of my life. Level 1 NCA, that was a bit of a mess, and putting all of the darkness aside, putting all of the crappy stuff that went on aside, I had a great year. I'm not gonna sit around saying level 1 was a shit year where nothing good ever happened. There were so many good things that happened that year. It was the worst year of my life, but there were still so many good things that happened that year. And I've never actually confessed that verbally before. I've always thought it. But now I've finally said it out in person, and it feels amazing that I've finally said that. Samantha asked me, what's your favourite childhood memory? My favourite childhood memory would always have to be in the January season, where I would go out camping with all of my friends for about a week. And we would all go out to northern Auckland. We'd all just have so much fun, like going out on hikes, going to the beach every day. There were no devices around with us, especially because we were the generation just before technology took over. So we could really just make fun up on the spot, and we would love being outdoors. And yeah, just so many happy memories come from going out camping with my friends every year in January. Andre asked me, you can only choose one over the other, Heathers or Les Mis. Heathers, because Heathers is a great musical and the music's great. Les Mis, I'm a fan of the music and I'm also a fan of the story, to be honest. I love the French Revolution as well. But Heathers makes me feel more positive and confident, whereas Les Mis is really sad and dark. Angelina asked me, your dream location to live. I'd love to live permanently in Auckland, but because I want to get into media as well as performing arts, for both of them to be really strong, Melbourne or Sydney would be amazing. I would love to move to Melbourne one day. But on top of that, I would love to move to London. London is meant to be great for performing arts. And London, everyone speaks so nice, even though I love the Australian accent. Angelina asked me, if you couldn't do shows again, what would you do? Good question. I would be a student, obviously. But if I wasn't an entertainer, I'd be really invested in the media, especially because I want to go for a communications degree. So yeah, I would definitely be going for that kind of a look for my career, which is really difficult because there aren't a lot of opportunities in schools when it comes to being media related stuff, so filmmaking or broadcasting or anything. It's really difficult, so it would be really hard to find out if that was actually your thing. Most likely that would be my kind of a thing if I wasn't doing a show or if I never got into acting. Someone asked me, do you think musical theatre should be its own theatre form? Yes, I do believe it should be its own theatre form, because we've got absurdist theatre, we've got Brecht theatre, we've got theatre of cruelty, theatre of the oppressed. Yeah, I don't get why musical theatre is sometimes seen as, I don't know, it's never seen as its own theatre form sometimes, when it is. It's a creative way of doing it that has a whole new way of storytelling that falls under a new way. William asked me, what type of music do you like listening to the most? Musical theatre soundtrack. I'm actually going to read out some of the most played albums on my Spotify right now. So I listen to School of Rock the Musical quite a bit. I listen to Mamma Mia a lot. Heathers is the one that I listen to the most. I listen to Les Miserables, Matilda the Musical, Avenue Q, Hairspray. I've gotten into The Little Mermaid since the Auckland Live Showdown Awards because the production of Little Mermaid did a couple numbers in the Showdown Awards. If you classify this as a musical, La La Land is listened to quite a lot, and every so often I'll listen to Mean Girls and Newsies. Prince of Egypt, I know it's not a musical yet, but I am so ready for that to be a musical, and I love the movie soundtrack. So thank you very much for watching this video. Quite a long one, quite a bit of a ranty one, but a bit of positivity in here as well. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, comment something down below, subscribe if you haven't, because I make a new video twice a week now because it's December, and I hope to see you in another video.